It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, they've stumbled out of the gate as their season has begun in less than perfect fashion, let's say. The good news is that it's still early and they have time to turn it around. But if the losses continue to mount, that'll get more and more difficult. That's what makes this such an important game for them. And here we are, start of a new season. So much drama coming out of the gate.
Drama for your mama.
Shaq, for the teams that are underperforming thus far, what can they do to try and right the ship?
Look, Ernie, it's early, so don't overreact. You can mix up the rotations a little bit. Don't be scared, Coach. Do what you got to do.
Well, first, you got to keep believing in yourself. But I love these player-only games.
Oh, I'll bet you.
I did, man.
Really? You liked them?
Oh, because I used to, that's the only time I could really look in your face in front of the other 11 guys and tell you how I really feel about you.
Like, Akeem, you're killing us.
No, that doesn't make sense. It was more like, see, we should only give it to Akeem because he's the only one not killing us.
Oh.
Welcome, everyone, to the Golden State, Oakland, California, the home of the Warriors as they prepare for an Eastern Conference opponent right here. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Detroit is working their way through a road trip going into today's game. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
You know, the start of the season, everybody thinks they're going to be playing for a championship, or at least that's what they say, but that optimism can really come into cold reality when you start as slowly as they have.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Kevin, the Warriors are one of the best offensive teams in the league, and Steve Kerr talks about his offensive philosophy often. He said, I believe unequivocally as a coach, and I believed it as a player, that the ball has to move. When the ball stops, the game stops. And I don't think you can win at the highest level by playing too much one-on-one. Kevin?
Thanks for that, DA. And the Warriors move the ball so quickly. Their team chemistry is off the charts. They getting some early returns on the season, Brent, for top teams that are already looking great. How early is too early to start thinking about things like home court advantage?
Well, it's kind of like Christmas, Kevin. It's never too early to start thinking about the home court advantage. You know, and a lot of veteran teams would tell you that they're not concerned about whether their game would travel come playoff time. But home court advantage is something that they would all like to have, trust me.
So Detroit will get the first possession. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. Lure and Drummond together down low. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, but what a tremendous effort, Kevin. I thought they were coming all the way back. Such a terrific 4th quarter of basketball, but they just could not get over the hump.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Outside Curry. Now the feed to Thompson. Green, the screen. Off the pick. And it's good off the glass.
Sublime footwork as Klay Thompson set himself up using the screen.
And Detroit has possession. Drummond the screen. Jackson dishes to Drummond. Excellent D there from Pachulia.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
And Curry has it in the corner. Back to Durant, takes the 3. Detroit with the rebound.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
The Pistons shooting their first free throw tonight.
look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear. This is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
How about the overall ball movement? Green whipping the rock over to his open teammate. Good look.
Jackson kicks to Harris. Back to Jackson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Drummond. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here's Pachulia. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington. Durant, that one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Man, he's shooting the ball very well, in addition to creating for both himself and his teammates out there on a roll.
Drummond with a screen on Durant. Here's Harris. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Harris has got 5 points so far.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And Thompson kicks to Pachulia. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Love it when Klay Thompson has his head up, always looking to feed the cutter. This time his teammate wide open.
Drummond the screen, over in the corner. Lure. A three-pointer, no good. The Warriors have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And it's Green, missing. Over in the corner. Lure. The offensive rebound.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Here is Durant. After the made shot from Andre Drummond, Durant kicks to Thompson. Shoots over Bradley. And another basket for Golden State.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, this is also one of those things where you start to think about how you're going to change your defense already. If at all possible, make someone else beat you.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Here's Harris. Draymond Green with the rebound. Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Curry with a wide open look. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. The Pistons leading. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Shoots over Curry. Tries again. The shot comes out, and it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Well, 9 times out of 10, if you can't take advantage of the freebies at this level, the outcome is not going to be in your favor.
And Durant gets it to go.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Jackson kicks to Lure. On the wing, Harris. Drummond the screen. Pachulia with the steal. They push it up 4 on 3. And Green with the basket on the assist by Durant. Green's got his first bucket of the night.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
There's a screen. Jackson passes to Harris. Shoots over Curry. Pachulia with the steal. Bradley against Thompson. Durant. That's good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Bradley is screen on Pachulia. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. Pass to Bradley. Lure the screen. Clock at 6. Shot to stop the drought. And no problem from Bradley as he finishes at the rim.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Curry kicks to Pachulia. Outside Durant. The 11-footer. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Durant's got 10 points.
And now 6 straight points here coming on the inside.
Well, for a long time, most media guides had Kevin Durant listed at 6'9". Most players and fans knew, Brent, that was dated information from when Durant first joined the league. He's clearly grown since entering the NBA.
It took a while for Kevin Durant to actually admit to the fact that he was 7 feet tall in shoes. So we finally have that tidbit of information that's so critical to whether or not Kevin Durant is a good player or a great player, right? I'm kidding, Kev.
He is.
Well, we've all seen it. The mobility, the wingspan of Durant. Seriously, how are you going to stop him on an alley-oop?
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. So, Brent, certain players are known for getting into people's heads. Who is a guy you played against that really challenged your mental toughness?
I'll give you 2 examples, Kevin. As an opponent, I would tell you that Vernon Maxwell was one of the less cerebral and more in-your-face aggressive players that I ever faced as an opponent. But on the flip side of that, Kevin, there were guys I played with that sometimes would challenge you mentally. In particular, one Gary Payton in Seattle. Always interesting to see how he approached the game, and sometimes even his own teammates.
But you always welcome the challenge, I'm sure.
Well, I take it head on. I mean, that's what guys do. They're paid to compete.
Warriors leading by 3. Livingston passes to West. Looking for McGee. He gets it there. Shoots over Marjanovic. That one a little long.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. It's an excellent job.
Now here's Ellenson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Pass to Kennard. Here's Marjanovic. That shot no good. So Golden State will take it the other way. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
Sort of representative of how they each finished the season. One a playoff team, the other on the outside looking in. I think things may play out the same way this year, too.
Chalk up 2 there.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Shoots the 3. The Warriors pull it in.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. They dodged a bullet there. Yeah, just misjudged the layup. Defense has to be better. Very fortunate there.
Smith kicks to Marjanovic. West with some nice D.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Smith outside. On the wing, Johnson. He's covered by Iguodala. There's Ellenson. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Young kicks to Iguodala. Screened by Young. Iguodala dishes to West. Back to Young. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Johnson.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Warriors leading by 5. Young with no one around. Connects from 3-point range. Young's got 5 points so far.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Down low. Marjanovic kicks to Johnson. For 3, Smith. Offensive rebound. Marjanovic. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Now, here is Young. 9-point game his last outing. Back to Livingston. It's taken away by Smith. Here's Kennard. Here's Ellenson, the second chance effort. McGee with the block. Livingston passes to Young. Offline with his three.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's Ellenson, lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Ellenson's got his second bucket of the night.
I like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
Now, here is Young. He's got 5. Rob. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
I'm watching Ish Smith watch his teammates. Great swing to the wide open man for the uncontested shot.
The Pistons have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And a season ago, only converting at about a 72% clip from the line.
The Warriors leading. Iguodala outside. Fires at the elbow. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
It's stolen by Livingston. And it's the Warriors on the break. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Speed in transition. Livingston beat everybody down the court.
The tray hits it from three-point range. Kennard's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. It's a tie game here in Oakland. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And Kevin Durant always in the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where that inspiration and passion originated.
Comes from me being 8 years old and me just saying I want to be the best player. You know, first off, at 8 years old, you want to be the best player in your neighborhood, and that's where it comes from. Just always want to be the best, and no matter where I'm playing at. And if I keep working each and every year, I've gotten better. You know, if I continue to just keep working, I've seen improvements.
Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now, that first NBA championship.
Right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism, and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, you've got a huge advantage.
Livingston is out there with Young. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's West. And it's Iguodala. And at the 3, the small forward. That's the Warriors' 5. Now here's West. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
And David West gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Smith outside. Here's Kennard.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
And the Warriors dominant last season again, not only because, Greg, of their offense, but because of their defense. One of the best in the NBA, and they're just so active on that end of the floor.
No doubt about it. And you know what? Credit their personnel, because it allows them so much more flexibility defensively. And even when they go small, they have excellent rim protection. They're a physical bunch. I just don't think they get enough credit for their rebounding. One of the better teams in our league.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, Kevin Durant is a unique player. Ron James said he's a 7-footer with 6-foot ball handling skills, jump shot, and athleticism. It's never been done in our league. Never had a guy that's 7 foot and can do all that, so it sets him apart. Kevin, I'm 6 feet tall, and I can broadcast.
You can, and you can write, and by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame. DA, thank you. And the Warriors with possession here. after the basket by Detroit. Baseline try. Young's shot is off.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Ellenson kicks to Marjanovic. That one goes. Count it. Marjanovic has got 8 points. The Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. There's the dish to McGee. And the pass to West. Iguodala outside. He kicks to McGee. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Johnson outside. Pass to Kennard. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And the Warriors with some changes. Draymond Green comes in for West. And Durant subbed in for Nick Young. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Tobias Harris is checked in for Stanley Johnson. The Warriors shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Iguodala dishes to Livingston. Elbow shot. Rebound, Detroit.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
Here's Harris. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Harris has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Now here's Livingston, covered by Smith. McGee a screen. Livingston passes to Iguodala. 6 on the shot clock. Off the screen, and good that time. Iguodala's got the game tied up here for the Warriors.
Sometimes you got to exercise patience in the pick and roll, and that time Iguodala did exactly that, slicing the defense up.
Here's Kennard, guarded by Green. Here's Ellenson. No good on the triple. The Warriors have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. That one doesn't go. And the Pistons now going the other way. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. And the next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Now here's Iguodala. Following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Livingston. And that one hits back iron.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, it came up short.
And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Durant, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here is Harris. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Clippers. Basket counts. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Durant against Harris. There's a screen. Durant kicks to Livingston. Over Smith. Livingston, no luck.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Here's Ellenson. Tries again. He doesn't hit that one. Great tee that time from Green. And that's a foul called on Henry Ellenson. That's his first foul. And the Warriors with some changes. Pachulia, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Thompson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Outside Curry. Thompson from long range. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. That's 7 points for Klay Thompson.
That's Klay Thompson's strength on display. His ability to fire off the catch-and-shoot J. So dangerous.
Drummond dishes to Jackson. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul. Harris kicks to Jackson. The 3 from Bradley. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And Draymond Green was asked if he would be a different player, Brent, if he wasn't so vocal. His response was that he absolutely would.
No, he's 100% right. I played with Gary Payton in Seattle, and if he wasn't yapping, he wasn't playing as well. I would say that Draymond Green falls into that sort of category. He brings an edge, he brings an intensity, and that helps the other guys on the team settle into the roles that they feel most comfortable with.
Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. It's Curry outside, and another three for Golden State.
Bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Now here's Lure. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers.
Well, I think he was especially impressive on the glass. The defense had no idea what to do with it.
And Durant gets it to go. The assist by Curry. Now it's a 6-point Warrior lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Lobbed up there for Durant. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And John Lure gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's the Warriors with the ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Thompson against Bradley. Here's Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one. Jackson with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Here's Bradley. Excellent D there from Pachulia.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And for a long time, a lot of people would come up to me, including my dad, and tell me he was the face of the Warriors franchise. But after what Steph Curry has done, he has to be the face at this point. So many accolades and leading the team now to 2 titles in 3 years.
Pistons trail by 11. And here's Bradley. His last outing, he had 8 points. Now here's Lure. Back to Bradley. Here's Jackson. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. You know, Brent, Curry, arguably one of the best players in the NBA, as you were talking about moments ago. Certainly one of the best ever to play for the Warriors.
Well, there's no doubt that he's one of the greatest shooters, if not the greatest shooter of all time. And you think about how it is that Curry started his career, the ankle problems at Golden State, allowing him to sign a contract, really undervalued at the time. And all of a sudden, Steph Curry, one of the players who's a face not only of the Warriors, but of the league itself. Got to get out of his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
From 13, rebound Detroit. Drummond's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. No last season for Reggie Jackson. He just couldn't get back to full strength. Missed a lot of time, Greg, as you know, with that injury to start the year. And even when he returned, his legs wouldn't cooperate and give him his usual burst and acceleration.
Yeah, and you can see it in Jackson's performance and really the numbers. Steep drop in production from what he had been putting up and very dependent on his burst. So hopefully he can avoid any leg troubles moving forward.
And he makes the first. And while most teams are moving in the direction of attacking from 3-point range or inside, Greg, this Pistons team will still look to make a living in the mid-range game.
Yeah, and the Pistons right at the top of the NBA in terms of the highest percentage of their points coming from the mid-range. Almost 20% of their points coming from that area. You have to play to the strengths of your team, even in an ever-evolving game. Right now, that's where their bread is buttered.
Now here's Thompson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Drummond trying to get himself free. Lure can't hit. And John Lure gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Here's Golden State. They're on a 15-5 run. Here's Pachulia. At the elbow, Green. Feeds to Durant. 6 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Harris. Now Detroit moving it up. Moving it up. Here's Lure. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5. Warriors leading by 6. Curry kicks to Pachulia. Over Drummond. And again, no good by Golden State. The Pistons shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Bradley kicks to Jackson. And Lure wide open. He shoots it from outside off the mark. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter.
How about last year, Draymond Green pulled off one of the more improbable and impossible statistical games. He had a triple-double with points not even being involved. First ever in the NBA. 4 points, 12 boards, 10 assists, and 10 steals. Wow.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And Draymond Green just embraces and loves competition. His competitiveness is off the charts, and that's something his teammates feed off on a nightly basis.
The Warriors making a switch here. Young's checked in. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. And both free throws good for Green. Pistons trail by 8. Lure sets the pick for Jackson. On the wing, Johnson. From 18 feet away, it's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Johnson's got his first bucket of the night. You know, Brent, thinking back to Draymond's triple-double, he also had 5 blocks in that game. He was 6 points away, in fact, from getting a quadruple-double, and 5 from getting a quadruple-double without points.
As unreal stat line, and probably a lot of people who still get newspapers, Kevin, looked at those numbers and thought, wow, the printing machine must be broken. That game was on another level. And to just have 4 points in that contest shows you that Draymond Green puts the emphasis on all the other things that he does so well.
And, well, Detroit shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Here's Johnson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And it goes on Draymond Green. For Detroit, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. And the first one at the line is good.
Some great defenses can be built on these 2 R's, reacting and recovering. And you can see that the Warriors are one of the top teams in doing just that. Great help defense, great rotation, and communication. Big reason why they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage against last season.
David West, he's checked in for the Warriors. So Johnson hits 2 of them. And for the Warriors, a lot of talk before last season was centered around how they would protect the rim with changes at the center spot. Turns out they would be just fine.
Well, they already had that guy, Draymond Green, who's a heck of a defensive player, and he won the Defensive Player of the Year award. But it was Kevin Durant and how he was going to fit in. I think the one thing I appreciate most is that for a great player like Durant, who'd won an MVP, had been in the finals, is a perennial scoring leader in the league, that he went about his business accepting the responsibility of what he needed to do defensively for the Warriors to maintain championship caliber play. It was a remarkable year for him on that end of the floor.
It's deflected.
If they can just hold this now for the last shot.
Right, no need to give the ball back here. Run the clock down, be patient, and run a decent play.
Drummond a screen. Bradley passes to Johnson. Jackson from long range. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Warriors lead by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Draymond. Of course, not unusual to see you going up against bigger players. So how do you take advantage of that offensively?
I mean, you just got to take advantage of mismatches. You know, most of the time there's a big guy on me. If not, there's usually somebody trying to switch off. You know, I just got to know when to pop and just take advantage of the mismatches.
You've done just that in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points, 4 assists, and 1 block. The first 2 quarters tonight looked a lot like what we saw from him in his last game. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
I love it. You know why I love it, Ernie? Because they're getting the ball inside and converting, not just sitting back behind the line shooting threes. See, that's kept the defense scrambling a little bit, unable to lock in on anything. Get it in, we'll kick it back out, then you shoot it.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
And so it's Golden State with it. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. On the court for the Pistons, Lure and Drummond together down low. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. 5 on the clock. And that one, good. 16 points for Kevin Durant.
So capable of going through dominant stretches that leave the opponents shell-shocked. Durant almost laughing at this point.
Here's Harris, knocks it loose. Julia with the steal. Curry kicks to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Lure with it. He feeds it to Drummond. From beyond the arc. Lure can't hit. Warriors leading by 8. And the wide open shot from Green. Off target from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Bradley dishes to Jackson. Kicks it to Harris. Bradley, no one around him. And it's off from 3-point range. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. The shot by Curry, no good.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Over the past couple of years, Brent, we've seen coaches like Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens take more of an even-tempered approach. Could that become a coaching trend going forward?
Well, I like that both Steve and Brad have some very good players. That would keep me calm too, Kevin.
Yes, it would. You begin right there. I agree.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a shift in what it is that the generation of the younger players has grown up with. And coaches that have the ability to communicate always, Kevin, are going to come out on top. They get their message through, they keep their team positive, and they keep their environment pointed in the direction that is moving forward.
Excellent. And Brent, something you have to praise Kerr for last season. He did an excellent job of bringing all that talent together and getting them on the same page. Not very easy with star players and big names.
Well, he had to tinker with the rotation a little bit, and then he had to also make sure that guys had confidence in their ability, and Steve was able to do that. The interesting part about all of that, Kevin, is that there were a lot of games that Steve was not there for. And for that kind of leadership, that kind of message, to be sustained in the absence of your head coach, that should tell you all you need to know about just how solid the ground is for the Golden State Warriors. This is where you want the shots to come from, deep inside the paint and high percentage opportunities.
The Warriors have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. One thing with Klay Thompson, Brent, when he gets it going, he recognizes it and looks to take over games. You saw it when he led that huge comeback for the Warriors in the 2016 playoffs against the Thunder, and you saw it when he went for 37 points in a quarter.
There are just a few players in the league that can do some of the things, especially when they're hot, like Klay Thompson does. I even think back to last year during the finals, Klay Thompson struggling offensively, and then all of a sudden coming up with a huge first quarter where he scored 16 points against the Cavs to help get the Warriors going.
Gentlemen, two shots. Roof shots.
That's good from Harris. Well, you look at this Warriors team, so many players with height that can hit a three, bring the ball up court, and create a shot for someone else. Actually, Brent, it sounds a lot like you. That being said, do retired players ever dream of playing on a team like this talented?
Well, I think a lot of guys always think about when they're watching an NBA team play, especially ones that play a style with which you were very familiar with, that they want to put themselves out there on the floor and run the break and shoot threes. And yeah, I'm a little jealous about the way the Warriors go about their business. It would be a ton of fun to be spotted up with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry sitting out there on the wing.
And here is Curry after Tobias Harris getting his shot to go from deep. Stolen by Lure. Here's Bradley, and they pick up 2. Now just a 3-point Warrior lead. Here's Curry. He's got 8. Dishes it to Green. Pachulia sets a screen for Green. Green draws the double. To the inside. Here's Pachulia. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, Pachulia's a big guy, and when he's near the rim, that's where big guys score.
Lure. And a miss there on the triple.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Here's Bradley. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Bradley passes to Drummond. Curry against Jackson. It's rebounded by Golden State. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Thompson, and it's Lure with the rebound.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Now, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Got a hand on it.
That's great anticipation by Pachulia, using his length to turn that shot away.
And that one's good. Durant.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. When a team signs Pachulia, they're getting a solid center, Brent, but they're also getting an enforcer for their team.
Well, there are a lot of players in the NBA, Kevin, at the center position who are unwilling to accept maybe what the modern-day center has to do, especially a guy that doesn't have a tremendous amount of skill. That is set screens, go out and rebound, and be an enforcer. That's exactly what Pachulia provided for the Warriors in his first year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Now here's Ellenson. 7 points in the game. Drills it from outside.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Rejected by Harris. Smith kicks to Harris. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got his third rebound on the night.
Iguodala out on the lane, running well. That's something he can do.
Pistons trail by 8. Here's Kennard. He dishes it to Ellenson. Pass to Kennard. 6 to shoot. Here's Smith. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. So many great point guards in the league right now, guys, who can do much more than just facilitate. Brent, how has that position in your mind evolved over the years?
I think watching these point guards play, Kevin, and their ability to score the basketball has been remarkable. There have been guys throughout the history of the league that have been tremendous scorers at the point guard position, but now with the emphasis on three-point shooting and less about point guards' traditional role of setting up the rest of the team, that's why you're seeing such dynamic play from that position.
And the first one drops.
And one thing that you can say about this Pistons team is they are fundamentally sound, strong on the glass and closing out possessions, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Great with the Pistons and their discipline as a team. Part of their great rebounding means they allow very few second chance points. One of the fewest allowed in the league last season.
And couple that with how strong they've been at taking care of the basketball. Low turnover numbers as well as points allowed off of those turnovers. And with that rebounding, I think it makes for very measured basketball.
Passes it to Kennard. Back to Harris. Puts up a 3. Warriors with the rebound. Now Livingston. The feed now to Durant. Back to Livingston. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Green with a screen for Iguodala. That shot off. And Detroit the other way now. Smith outside. The pass to Ellenson. The Pistons working the ball around now. Over Green, kept alive. Marjanovic. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Pistons.
And really, there's just such a lack of scoring for them from out at the top of the arc in terms of three-point range. And in today's game, you have to get scoring from the three-point range. And that area out above the free throw line extended is a real weak spot for them so far.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Warriors do a lot of things at a high level, but perhaps the most pleasing to the eye is their ball movement, Brent. The entire roster is unselfish, and they love to make that extra pass.
Well, you think about how much they are divergent from what the NBA has always been known for. Pick and roll basketball, isolation plays, driving to the basket. They actually are dead last in a lot of those categories and end up moving the ball, moving themselves, and finding tremendous shots for each and every individual that's on the floor. Think about last year alone, Kevin, averaging 30 assists a game. That's some beautiful basketball.
West dishes to McGee. The shot's good on the assist by West. West has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
On the wing, Harris. And here is Ellenson. He's got 10. 3-pointer. And he's good on the 3-ball. Harris has got 16. Warriors leading by 3. And Young kicks to Livingston. Young outside. Back to Iguodala from downtown. And it's Iguodala again missing. The Pistons shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Here's Ellenson. Harris passes to Ellenson. The Warriors pull it in.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
And stolen by Harris. And here we go. The Pistons fast break, and Ellenson throws it down.
How about this run they're in the midst of? On the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead.
The aggressiveness has picked up on both sides of the floor. And I'm not sure what took them so long to muster that, but here we are.
Here's West. Detroit with the rebound. Marjanovic has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Harris. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Inside. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
What a year for JaVale McGee to re-find his form and some confidence as an NBA player. Signed with the Warriors, played his way into their rotation, and after being on the verge of possibly being out of the NBA, he was a huge piece of a championship caliber team.
The Pistons trailing. Smith outside. The dish to Johnson. Marjanovic is screen on Iguodala. Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
McGee sets the pick for Iguodala.
How about a few tricks still left up the Andre Iguodala sleeve? Incredible at taking his time that time, but still getting to the rim.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Now here's Ellenson. 12 points for him. And he's going up for the alley-oop. To the middle. McGee with the block. Iguodala against Johnson. Pass to Livingston. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Livingston's got 6.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Here's Kennard. He's covered by Iguodala. Kennard's shot is off.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Well, just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
The Warriors have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Kennard. The free throw off from McGee. Pistons trail by 6. Johnson dishes to Jackson. Back to Johnson. Stolen by McGee. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That is his first foul of the game. And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. John Lure, he's checked in for the Pistons. Bradley comes in for Smith. Picked by West. Bradley against Young. Here's Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Pistons shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Bradley, that's for 2. And Drummond kicks to Bradley, who's back up. Drummond passes to Lure. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That'll be his second foul of the game. Pachulia, he's checked in for Golden State. Klay Thompson comes in for Andre Iguodala. Warriors leading by 6. Curry on the wing. Looking to get back on track here. And it's good on the layup. Curry's got 10 points in the game.
Steph is getting better at scoring inside the three-point line. Just an offensive powerhouse.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Over Pachulia, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
And he's good on the second. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
Young's shot is off.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Right side Bradley. In the foul on Avery Bradley. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And here's Golden State. They're on an 11-3 run. Shot and game clock separated by 5. West a screen on Jackson. Back to Thompson. Releases. Rebounded by the Pistons. Jackson up top, guarded by Kerr. Offensive rebound. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Lure.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. Easy to see why he gets those easy scoring opportunities.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Jackson. And no good trying to get that one. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Warriors ahead. They lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
Move it to the next guy, drive and kick, let it come out in the wash, all right?
And Steve Kerr asking his guys to simply run their offense, share the basketball.
Yeah, and don't just settle for tossing it around the horn. Attack the defense, play inside out when you can.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The sharpshooters Curry and Thompson are at the 1 and the 2. West out there with Pachulia, and it's Young in at the 3. That's the Warriors' 5. Here's Curry, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Takes a shot at the elbow. Pachulia with the screen on Bradley. 5 to shoot. Thompson dishes to Pachulia. And here's West from the arc. Rebound, Detroit. Drummond's got 11 rebounds in the game. Feeds to Lure. He kicks to Jackson. Johnson outside. Dishes it to Lure to tie it up. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Young, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Johnson. first one falls for him. Green, he's checked in for Golden State. And so Young nails them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Jackson with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Drummond the screen. Bradley drives in. It's deflected. Curry on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
Solid decision from Draymond there, seeing the lane and jumping on it in no time.
Jackson against Curry. Lure the screen. Shot off the screen. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Detroit, no good that time either. Warriors leading by 7. Outside Curry. Green, the screen, kicks to Thompson. Golden State moving it around. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Well, Pachulia is 7 feet tall and can do that. Gets up and jam.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
There's Jackson with the 3. Drills it from outside. Jackson's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, at least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
Now here's Curry. And there it is for him.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Bradley with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Bradley passes to Johnson. Looking to get it going. Green with the rebound. Green's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The first one falls.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Durant's checked in for Nick Young. And a switcher also for Detroit. Harris is checked in. And Pachulia drops them both.
And the veteran Pachulia is a physical presence, a guy you hate playing against, but someone you love if he's on your team.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Stan Van Gundy as he talked with his team. He was not happy with their shot selection, and he let them know about it. He said, we're taking low percentage shots, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, and work for those shots in the flow of the offense. Stay with the plan. We'll see if they can get it going.
Now here's Durant following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Durant. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. Durant's got 22 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Bradley dishes to Harris. He feeds it to Lure. To the paint. Here's Drummond. Draymond Green with the rebound. Green's got 11 rebounds in the game. Curry can't get it to go.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now.
Shoots from the line. Harris missing again.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
That's the kind of guy who does things that breaks the backs of their opponents because they're about wanting it more than the other guy you're up against.
Now here is Harris. 6 on the shot clock. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Hey, Brent, with the size and speed of NBA athletes, could we see the court widened out at some point, whether it's the lane or even the boundaries? Wide.
That's a great question, Kevin. I often thought that the league should widen the court to the point where the 23-9 3-point line should be an exact semicircle.
Is the same, yes.
Which would extend the court another couple feet on each end and create more space, more driving opportunities, more room to watch the greatest athletes in the world do what they do best. That's run, jump, pass, and entertain us. So maybe the league looks at it. Right now, I don't think there's any plans for it, but it's a great question.
Now here's Curry. Thompson outside. Jumper off the screen. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Jackson. Bucket is good. Jackson's got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
Well, he also has that innate ability to just create enough separation. That's a nice move.
Now here's Curry. He dishes it to Green. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Smith checked in for Detroit. And Lure drops them both.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
Curry kicks to Durant. Green, the screen. Pass to Thompson. Over Bradley. Here's Pachulia. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 6 assists now in the game.
Thompson, an all-around threat, capable of scoring and passing.
Now here is Smith. Drummond. Another shot. That shot, no good. Excellent D there from Pachulia. Inside, and Kevin Durant with the slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Great D that time from Durant.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Pistons trail by 16. Now here is Smith. Passes it to Lure. It's Bradley on the wing. Launches a 3. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Another shot. Now on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
And for Kevin Durant, one area that he excelled in last season was his rim protection. He used his length and timing to disrupt a lot of shots. And I think that's what he focused on. Joining the Warriors, you knew he was going to score, but he wanted the responsibility and came through defensively for Golden State.
And Durant's rim protection was a big help to the Warriors and the defense, certainly. Durant and Green, Brent, combined to be one of the best defensive duos in the NBA.
And I'm not sure if we still think of Kevin Durant in the stopper mode, Kevin. I think we were really shocked, though, last year about how effective he could be as a team defender, using his length and having an impact around the rim and painted area like he did last year.
And it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
Imagine that. Draymond Green bringing energy to the game. Where have I seen that before?
Lure with it. Back to Harris. Over Durant. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. That's now 22 points for Tobias Harris. Curry kicks to Green for the 3. Green missing again. Pistons trailed by 19. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Here's Thompson. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Thompson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Slick look from Smith as he comes away with the assist.
Here's Curry, following the score by Avery Bradley.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboards.
Well, rooting out guys for his position and then outworking them, so you add fundamentals with the effort. Leader by example.
Now here's Bradley after the miss from Stephen Curry.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Pachulia not afraid at any time out there on the basketball floor of getting hit.
He's off on the second. Pistons trail by 19. Here's Smith, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And you'll take that shot every time down. Beautiful work all the way around.
Golden State's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Green, the screen. And Thompson kicks to Durant. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. That's 29 points for Kevin Durant.
Well, for a tall guy, Durant has such dexterity and rhythm on the catch and shoot. It's just interesting to watch.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
I watch Klay Thompson, and I see a player at that position who is as complete as you want in an offensive package. He can hurt you from deep or going to the rim, and guys defensively just never feel comfortable when you're trying to slow him down.
Jackson, he's checked in for Smith. Pistons trail by 19. Outside Bradley. Now the feed to Lure. Over Green, and Lure gets it to go. And with Thompson, so much of why he is effective, Brent, is that he has a myriad of ways to hurt you. Great post-up game, and he's really improved greatly on his finishing.
Well, everybody talks about Klay Thompson doing a better job of mixing it up. But the fact of the matter is this Golden State offense is predicated on players moving without the basketball. And Klay Thompson, certainly one of the most dangerous players in the league, much like Rip Hamilton during his years in Detroit. A weapon as soon as he caught the ball off of that movement.
Green, the screen. And Thompson kicks to Durant. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Pistons trail by 15. Drummond a screen. There's Jackson with the three. It's rebounded by Durant. And for the Warriors, they're shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. And the pass to Curry. Pachulia with the screen on Jackson. Again, Curry missing.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Warriors.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Kevin Durant.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, tick-tock and not much time on the clock left. Double-digit lead and coming up roses.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Jackson against Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Over Jackson. And that one comes up a bit short. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, everyone knows you do a lot of different things for this team, but what would you say your primary focus is?
I'm trying to just take responsibility of my defensive duties. She's the point guard, force them in a different situation, difficult shots. Being our first, line of defense as they're bringing the ball up, put pressure on them, and try to take them out their offense. That's a lot of great point guards in this league, so I got to be able to do that all year, and try to get a good start to that this season.
That's what franchise players do, play at both ends. Thank you, Steph. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.